a couple guys I could keep up with. But yeah.
Away we go.
All right.
But I'm public.
All right, I know most of our team. Who's 19?
Why don't you throw that down in the...
All right.
So you can see the
Throw what down?
the players and stuff. Or do you need that? The stats. There, just lay those right out.
All right, perfect.
Well, here we
Okay.
are at the Northern Maine Forum, ready for this regular season matchup between the Seabass and the Whalers. Seabass entered this game at 5-2. They're tied atop the standings. And the Whalers, on the other hand, they only have one win, but they can be explosive on offense with Sam Sear.
One of the best goal scorers in the league, Sam Sear.
And he's a defenseman.
Last time they played, he scored in the opening, I don't know, like 20 seconds, and then was exited the game shortly after.
So controlling it down under for the Whalers is 55. I don't have a player for 55, not on the website.
Picked up some new talent for the game.
Well, there's a lot of numbers I don't have on my roster. So there's 55, knocked away by Flenner of the Seabass, and now around Hanks in the corner, it looks like. That was Josh Tricky, but my mistake. Josh Tricky. Back to center ice now.
That's Sam Sear right
There's
there.
Sear. Now controlled York fighting for it.
Sam Sear
Here's
coming
Sear in the slot, fires a shot wide. And Josh Tricky in the corner battling. Now Sear with it again, and that one will sail above the net and into the insulation way up in the rafters. And that'll be the first shift of the game. On the ice now is the star of the show, Ian Michaud, number 15 for the Seabass, along with Dan Hanks and Matt Talbot checking into the game. Checking in, is that correct? I don't know. I think it's a basketball thing, but
All right, sounds good for us.
so ready to do the face-off is looks like Matt Talbot and Ryan Daniel. Actually, Dan Hanks and Ryan Daniel. Now Daniel with it in the slot. Chased out. Talbot with the C on his chest, the captain of the Seabass. Now it's going to go to the other end. Battling forward there is Colby Bonville, and now Michaud gets into the action in the corner. And Carson Sear taking it away. Carson Sear and Sam Sear, a couple of Rusick men's baseball league players, transferring over into the PIGHL when it's wintertime.
Getting their conditioning up.
Yeah. Sam Sear, an excellent pitcher. Had a couple shutouts under his belt, I believe, this year, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he had one against.
At least one.
He probably had one of the best pitching matchups of the year. Him against Saul Nunez.
Not gonna get better than that.
It's quite a classic.
Game lasted about an hour. Those pitchers.
I think probably the fastest game of the league for sure.
Definitely. And Talbot gets it taken away there by Carson Sear.
Dangle passes it up.
And now it's going to dump behind the Seabass net, and there will be a line change. Quick line changes early on for the Seabasses. They did get a good turnout, it looks like. There's Jake Stevens, a 100-point scorer. You see his name on the wall on the other end.
And he's one heck of a player, too.
A lot of former Presque Isle High School players who have graduated in recent years on this Seabass team. Now the puck down, there's Nate Straits with it. Crosses it up to the blue line to Bailey York. York in the circle, crosses it to Stevens. Will sail all the way to the boards. And a little bit of a collision over there. Now taken away is 55 of the Whalers. In the crease. Cleared away. Bailey York dumps it out. Now there's Sam Sear going to win that battle. And there's Flenner. Flenner is quick, I tell you. 88.
Flenner is fast.
He's old enough to have a kid in high school, I know. But he looks just like one of the young guys with him.
Yeah, he looks, I'm assuming back in his day he was a lot like Jake Stevens.
I can't imagine.
They have quite similar attributes to bring the puck up the ice.
Slapper there. Sails wide of the net. Now here's a no number.
That's the old fill-in. Every team's got to have one of them.
And a shot there by Bonneville. Second chance by Stevens. No good. Shot by Bailey York, and it will be saved by Bo Shabinsky, the PNE Whalers goaltender.
Both these goalies pretty good. We got Shabinsky and Hill for the Seabass, but
Hill averaging 2.5 a game. Those stats may be a little outdated, but he seems to be the X factor. He was the sole reason they won their last matchup last week against the Puckers, who they had lost to twice before. That win got them knotted at the top of the division standings, of the league standings. Tricky to Michaud, 55 will take it for the Whalers. Now there's Sear with a shot, just wide of the net.
Sear looks big out there, but he is fast.
He is.
And good with the puck.
I mean, defenseman is what Ian said in my interview with Ian Mitchell earlier this afternoon, that he's technically a defenseman. He'll start there on all the face-offs at the center ice, but by the end of it, he controls it and he gets it around.
Yeah, there's several times throughout the game he'll take it coast to coast when he gets force a turnover on defense.
So 10-10 in the first period. Looks like we missed a goal. I thought that was a frozen puck, but it's 1-0 by the Seabass.
Bailey York, so I think went in.
I missed that. Now here we go. Ryan Daniel fighting there. Michaud gets in on the action. Now taken away by the Whalers. Pass up to Daniel. This is it. Now right in front of the net, there's Stevens. He'll clear it away. Stevens and Sear. Sear's going to try to take 3 Seabass players on, and he almost gets a shot off.
Some fancy work with the stick there.
Right through the slot. And it was 3-on-1, and then it became 1-on-none. Nevertheless, the Seabass will clear it. There's Bailey York fighting with Carson Sear. Now the puck down in the corner. Ian Michaud with it. And it was cleared away by the Whalers. And we're going to have a substitution here. Lance Lavoie now into the game for the Whalers. Puck's going to go around Stevens behind the Whalers net, fighting with Carson Sear. And Sear will try to clear it.
Bonneville keeps it in.
Keeps it back in. Now Talbot was calling for it. And York clears it back around the net. And here come the Whalers with numbers. A 3-on-2 here. Anthony Daigle loses the handle there. Now taken away by Nate Straits. Straits gets it taken away. Up into the air, collision at center ice. You also notice a recent Men's Baseball League alum wearing the pinstripes today, Justin White from the champion Mavericks.
I'm a little sad Justin White's not playing in the Hockey League this year. I was looking forward to seeing him play.
He actually, now that you mentioned that, he did an emergency goalie effort last year for the, last week for the Puckers. They didn't have their goalie, so Justin White suited up.
Oh, no.
And we only had one official that day, but...
Hey, well, it's a shame I missed that game. I would have loved to see that.
It was a great game. It was. 5-3 was the final score. The Seabass were able to avenge 2 prior losses to the Puckers.
I would imagine that could be a preview of the championship game for this league.
It definitely, if you look at the records and the standings and just, 2 very well-rounded teams. Right now the Seabass trying to gain their 6th win of the year. The Whalers just trying to earn their 2nd. Here's Adam Cormier with it.
The Whalers, this is the first time they've had a really full bench that they brought down here.
That's what I noticed. Yeah, a lot of these guys' numbers I don't have. Meaning they have not showed up early on in the season when the rosters were entered.
Well, that is true. The last game I came and watched, they had 7 players only. Finished the night with 6.
Yeah, right.
But today, they have about 12 guys here today.
They got more than the Seabass, and the Seabass usually bring a good number too.
That's really key, having some guys, give your legs a break, take a shift here and there.
The conditioning, like we were talking about earlier with hockey, as you noticed in some of your shinny appearances.
Yeah, back in my playing days, it was a little different, but
You did play a year, didn't you?
I did play a year in this league. You know,
Umpy had a team, right?
Umpy had, well,
It was considered Umpy.
that's right. It was Umpy, but you know, when I first started going to Umpy had a really good team. I think they'd won this league here 4 years in a row or something. But a couple of years later, there was severe lacking of our Canadian players.
Yeah.
So that gave me the opportunity to get on the roster, and it was quite the experience.
And we're gonna have a penalty here. It looks like.
It's been a hooking call, maybe.
Yeah. And that's gonna go against. Looking like number 11, Colby Bonville. That's my guess. Although no one's skating to the box. Guess not. Could just be a whistle. And we're going to drop it there at the dot. York going to get a chase here. For the Seabats. And 55 went through 3 Seabats there. Very clear away now. Bailey York with an opportunity. A clapper on net. Saved by Shavinsky.
It's one thing Bailey York does pretty well. He's pretty quick to the shot.
Yeah. Something you got to get a lot of shots off in this league. I mean, you notice the first couple of games that the Whalers played. I noticed on the schedule they lost 11 to 13, 13 to 11 to the Puckers, and now here's an opportunity for the Seabats. They're going to have an offsides. They lost to the Puckers in their first game 13 to 11, and then won the next game 11 to 9. They played in a lot of high-scoring games. They tied Northern Light 9 to 9. A high-scoring game that I would definitely benefit the Whalers. They like to put shots on the net, but the Seabats also have a good offense as well. So 5:22 here in the first, 1-0 Seabats. There's Stevens with York and Micho chasing. Slap shot off the mark. Now here's Josh Tricky with it.
This is a line that we don't see too often, by the way, Seabass, but this is one I've been advocating for all season. I think Stevens with York and Micho make a good pairing.
Yep. That's their line tonight, it looks like. As a few Seabass players not in attendance tonight, they were without Tanner Smith and Gavin Vining. Gavin Vining, a regular defender for them.
I believe Jake Foster's out as well.
Foster too, yeah. So 3 regulars not here tonight for the Seabass, and they could be stretched a little thin. Slap shot there by Carson Sear. Now the puck's going to go down in front of the benches. Here's Bailey York. The 2-on-1. His shot was deflected there. Now there's a shot on net by Talbot, picked up in the air.
Yeah, just over 4 minutes left here in the first. It's been pretty high-paced, a lot of action so far.
And that's one thing Ian was telling me during the interview, that you should probably expect a high-paced game. As he said, a lot of offensive players for the Seabass, and they're quick. Opportunity there, chased away, and Talbot gets a shot off, but that's saved. Puck up in the air there for Nate Straits, who gathers it. Now stick handles with it, up into the zone.
Don't see that every day from Straits. Not too much of the guy to use with the puck too often.
Now Stevens to Straits, back behind the net, puck squirts loose. Taken away by the Whalers. Anthony Daigle now inside with Straits. Cleared away on the boards. Here's Colby Bonville. Micho just getting back onto the ice. And they had an opportunity there. The shot and a kick save by Ethan Hill. That was right on the money.
This is a good save there. Hill's pretty good in net.
Very good.
Keeps the Seabass in almost every game.
Slap shot by Stevens, and we're going to have a save there on the other end by Shavinsky and a frozen puck.
That's a good look. You can never be mad when Stevens is taking looks like that.
Definitely a good look. Probably the best look they've had all night other than the goal. And 2:51 now remaining in the first period. Low scoring game would probably benefit the Seabass. A high scoring would benefit the Whalers. See how those two battle it out. As far as the scoring goes, I would have expected more goals by now, but 1-0 is the score.
Another last contest in head-to-head. It was well, there's 4 goals scored in the opening period, but
These teams have matched up twice this season. The Seabass have won 9-2 both times. Back into the game is Sam Sear with a chance. This shot deflected there by Tricky. Down in the corner, Sear tries to gain it back. Cormier, and now we got a stick loose on the ice. Shot by 55 wide. And Lance Lavoie will gather it for the Whalers here. Challenged by Bailey York. Seabass with a lot of defenders, 55 stick handles. Joe Flenner back on the ice for the Seabass, and now Colton Bonneville will have a chance. Gets to Stevens. Stevens, open ice. The shot off the shin guard of Bo Shabinsky, and it's still loose. Second opportunity to rebound. Still loose in the crease. And we're going to have a save by Shabinsky.
that was a heck. He just took a flurry there.
We had 3 or 4 opportunities there for the Seabass. They weren't able to capitalize on any of them.
Some good looks there for the Seabass, but a heck of a goal-tending performance there by Shabinsky.
Great effort by Shabinsky.
Taking at least 4 quality saves.
Yeah. So who did you say had the first goal?
I believe it was Bailey York on the putback. I think he got through the 5-hole.
I would say that's unassisted. .130 to go here in the first period. Picked up to Cormier, wasn't paying attention, couldn't find the puck, and now York will take it away. Gets it slashed away by Carson Sear. And here come the Whalers.
Carson Sear taking it up here.
Breakaway. Sear. Challenge there by Flenner. Sear with a shot, bounces away, saved by Hill. Now back in the open ice. Surprised they didn't call an offsides there. Bonneville into the slot, the backhand, and it's saved again by Shabinsky.
Still just under a minute left here in the first. 1-0 contest here.
A lot lower scoring than I was expecting after the 2 9-2 scores the last 2 times these teams met. Face off in the Whalers zone, slap shot by Talbot, and that'll sail into the net, causing a face off back in neutral ice. Shabinsky's been pretty busy in the crease tonight. Saved a lot of damage, really keeping this one close.
Yeah, he is having a good display here in net. And I'm thinking with the new and improved numbers here, it's keeping the Whalers a little fresher, keeping them a little bit more agile.
Now, how many times have you seen the Whalers just watching?
Twice.
Twice? Okay.
Yeah, both times lower numbers.
Okay. Yeah.
And the first time they were missing Sam Sear, which would have maybe not changed the outcome completely, but probably giving the Whalers a little bit better of a look.
And the second time they were missing him for a big part of the game as well.
That's right. He started off with a bang and didn't stick around too much longer.
So there's a little bit of drama last time, I forgot to mention that, between these two teams. Haven't seen anything remotely close to that tonight. As the waning seconds of the first period come upon us, 8.4 seconds.
If memory serves correct, it was, looked to me as a spectator, just a few people getting tangled up, and one team was getting a couple of penalties called, and they weren't too happy that they were the only team getting called there. When nothing looked intentional. I wouldn't say it looked like it was anybody's fault, really. But
that's hockey, right?
That's hockey. That's hockey. That is right. But
I hope to see nothing like that tonight, as that'll end the first period of play.
The biggest thing too is, I think a little arguing with the officials is what got him the boat eventually, and that just can't happen. These guys are out here giving up their time.
Right. Volunteer officials doing the best they can, and when things like that happen, I mean, there's at most 2. There was 1 last time, so we know the feeling.
I think it's Brian Morrison filling in here for the Whalers in the red bucket.
Is it really?
Number 44.
It is. It is Brian.
I remember the year I played, he was very, it was easy to tell who he was. He's always wearing the red bucket out there.
Okay.
And he is quite the hockey player.
He
Quite the
is.
baseball player as well.
Hails from Nova Scotia. Wouldn't make sense if he didn't play hockey.
Yeah, born into it, if you will.
Yeah. Excellent baseball player as well. Again, played on that aforementioned Mavericks championship team.
You played for the Mavericks too, didn't you?
I did. You did too, right?
Yeah, that's true. Quite the team.
A couple of Mavericks in the house. We have 4 Mavericks in the house. Myself and Frank, Justin White, our official, and Brian Morrison of the Whalers. Little plug-in for the Aroostook Men's Baseball League. This Presque Isle Gentlemen's Hockey League has existed for, for quite a few years now. I'm not sure how long it had existed when you played.
I think it's been around for quite a while.
Yeah, wish I knew exactly. Aroostook Men's Baseball League just played it one season, but it's good to see some men's league popping up. This one has been here for a while, and I think a lot of these Canadian players, these players from the Valley that you see on the Whalers, would be playing in leagues across the border on a normal year. But,
Yeah, that is true. They've been
it's challenging this year, so come down to Presque Isle to play some hockey. We're going to start the second period.
Actually, that makes me wonder a little bit if any of them ever go across the border to play some hockey. I know there's
I'm sure. I think Sam Sear has me, was telling me.
I'm sure he is. Maybe even over for the. Grand Falls is over there, and I know they have a pretty good team. The name's passing me by right now, but I won't even surprise me to see him playing over there. What is it? Edmonton. Edmonton. Yes.
Yeah.
City's name's too close. Actually, that might even be close to where he is from, so he might. I'm sure they have teams there as well.
Yeah. Bruce Stevens with it at the Seabass won the face-off, taking away Sam Sear in the mix, slashing around.
Hanks.
And here's Ryan Daniel. The straight challenging, and Hill almost got a little complacent there, trying to save that with his stick, but he was able to freeze it.
In the opening seconds here of the second period, it seems like this is also going to be a quite high-speed period of hockey.
Could be. Already had a couple opportunities for both squads. Face-off cleared away into neutral ice. Here's Sam Sear. Ryan Daniel gets it taken away by Straits. Picked up to Sam Sear, crosses it.
It's Morrison.
Morrison's 44, this is 55. Morrison's on the bench right now.
Ooh, we got 2 guys with red lids out here today.
It's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Sam Sear challenged from behind by Bonville. He didn't get a slashing call there, and
Good save by Hill.
that was a good save. Wide open net for a second. 55 in the slot, chased around, and here's Hanks. Dumps it up to Stevens with Bonville to his left. Will he pass it or keep it? And he does pass it. Bonville can't handle it. It was a little late. Now the Seabass will reset in the Whalers zone. Shot taken away by Sear. Cross back over. No number for 10. Or no name for number 10. Or number 1. Or number 55. So 3 of the players of the Whalers on the ice, I don't know their names.
Hopefully we can get an updated roster.
Eventually. Mitchell clears it to Stevens. Now 55 loses his stick. Talbot is able to take it away from Sam Sear. And here's Bonville. We're going to have a whistle for offsides.
I believe they're saying Stevens was a little over anxious getting across that blue.
A little overzealous.
Looked like a little bit of mishandle by Bonville. I think Stevens was going right off the initial look, but
Face-off and neutral ice. Won by the Seabass. Turkey tried to pass that to Michaud. Chased away now by the Whalers. 88 on 88 right now. Splinter takes it away. Splinter behind the net there with Tricky. Trying to win that battle with Adam Cormier, and he does. as this puck will now skip up into the Whalers bench. A lot of opportunities for both sides here. And 1-0 is still your score.
Bailey York checking in here for the Seabass.
York back on the ice, trying to get some more speed on there. With York, Micho, and Bonville on the offensive line right now for the Seabass.
We got Flenner and Tricky back on D.
Yep.
We got Bailey York bringing it up here.
York trying to win that by himself. Shot goes off, the opportunity there by Micho.
Earlier in the season he was putting those home.
He was. That's how he was scoring.
That was a good look in the crease for him there, but
here's Morrison in the slot. Can't handle the pass, and now taken away by Bonville. The slap shot, wide right.
I think he could have taken that in a little closer before taking that shot. Probably gave himself a little bit better look, but
Joe Flenner now with it for Seabass. Passes it. Bonville wasn't able to handle it, and now back behind the net yet again. Round and around we go. Now this one cleared up. York gets a stick on it. Now Brian Morrison clears it away, but taken away there by Bonville. Behind the Whalers net. Gets it in front.
Oh.
Micho had another opportunity. Slap shot there. And another save by Shabinsky off his chest that time. Tricky with it. As now the Seabass have all 5 in the zone, and now, just as I say that, will be taken away by the Whalers.
they had it down in the zone there for a while. A few good looks, but the Whalers had some good defense.
And he was onside that time. Stevens was taken away there by Brian Morrison. Great play. And now we have a delayed penalty here.
It was 55.
Shabinsky will come off the ice, and there will be a whistle as soon as the Seabass touch it.
Probably not the best cause there for Shabinsky. Quick burn over to the bench just to get returned out there, but
it took me a lot of years to understand that rule of a delayed penalty and why the goalie was skating off the ice. But I understand it now, and we are going to have a penalty against Jason.
I'm not going to lie, Shabinsky was flying up the ice too. He wanted that.
For a goal. So it will be a Whalers power play. Two minutes in the box for Stevens. I don't know what it was for, but 2 minutes nonetheless.
I think it was a holding call. I'm not sure.
Sear with a shot, saved by Hill. Rebound opportunity. Still nothing. Straight's opportunity there, and a shot, and we're going to have a score. For the Whalers, number 1, and again, no number for him. Or no need for him, but that'll end the power play really quick. Just 15 seconds in, the Whalers are able to bang it home.
Well, now we got ourselves a 1-1 game here with 10.5 left in the second. It's been quite the contest here. It's
Face off at Sunrise, won by the Whalers. Seabass now back at full strength. Able to win that battle. Now takes it into the Seabass zone. And now we're shot and another score by another guy, I don't have his name. Number 55 of the Whalers.
That was quite the impressive stick work there for 55. They had quite the battle over here. Close boards to us here with Jake Stevens came away with it. Sliced and diced through the Seabass defense to put that one home.
Now just like that, it is a 2-1 game for the Whalers, who have the lead.
And you see, this is more apt to how the first game was. You know, you never know. I mean, either one of these teams can score just like that, and that's just what we saw there.
Yeah. Could be a flurry of goals now. The floodgates may have opened. Now here's one again. Shot and another score. Just as you say that.
Just like that.
Ryan Daniel of the Whalers. So 3 quick goals.
I mean,
The PIGHL Whalers, and it's a 3-1 lead.
this is not looking good here for the Seabass, but if they can plug this sinking ship, I mean, they have the ability to do the same thing here.
Exactly. That that's kind of what we were missing in the first period, was just the finishes. So there are plenty of opportunities for both sides. And now we've got a plethora of goals. I don't know when it was when they scored the first one, but it seems like not too much time has passed. As Talbot now in the corner, run away now by Sam Sear.
I believe that was all within about 30 seconds of each other, all three of them.
Must have been. At most a minute. As the power play was won, but the next year was at full strength, and the shot there, saved by Hill. Tries to get it away. Now run away by the Whalers. A shot off the shin guard of Hill, and he's really a busy customer right now.
The Whalers are keeping up some high intensity here, keeping it, well,
all of a sudden, the time of possession just flipped.
I mean, they were doing a great job keeping the puck up there in front of the blue line.
Hanks the shot, saved by Shavinsky. And Sam Sear now down in the corner. Kicks it out to the slot. Run away now, shot by Carson Sear. Saved by the wrist of Ethan Hill. Carson Sear, another shot. And Hill now on the ground. And they couldn't finish at home, and the Seabats are lucky they're not down by 3 or 4 goals.
No, for this last 3-4 minutes here, the Whalers have been doing such a good job keeping it down in the attacking zone.
Yep.
The Seabass, they're doing all they can here, but with the pressure they're bringing, the puck movement, the quick shots, the Whalers put themselves in a good position here.
They really did. And 92 last time they played these guys both times. Not looking like that early on here in the second period. Now a shot by Sear deflected, it'll hit the net.
The Seabass need to bring it down into the Whalers zone here, keep it there for a minute or so to take some of this pressure off them.
They've got a line changes. Now when this is Misho, Stevens, Bondville, Flenner, and I think Hanks.
I believe that's right.
Yeah.
Tricky, I think, is the other defender.
Morrison gets the pass.
The 88 club down in the corner again.
That's right. 88 on 88. We've been seeing that all night. Bonneville with some speed here.
Bonneville trying to give some opportunities to the Seabass. Now Flenner with an opportunity. Takes it down inside. Gets it taken away by Carson Sear. Now to Stevens. Opportunity to backhand. Denied by Morrison. Now Brian Morrison will win the puck away and gets it pickpocketed. Now we're stymied behind the Whalers net. And now a squirts loose. Opportunity there by Stevens as that puck floated right across the crease.
That was a good possession by Flenner to get that back, intercept it.
Well, the Seabass starting to garner some opportunities now.
Well, this is just what the Seabass needs to do. I mean, this is just what the Whalers are doing to them, keeping the puck up in the opponent's zone.
And now the puck will go the other way. We're going to whistle. Is that icing? I missed where it was.
Yeah, it was an icing call.
He was explaining to me the other day the rules for icing in this league are a little bit different than conventional hockey. It only has to pass not both blue lines, something like that. I forget what it is.
Just one of them, or
there's less icing in this league. Opportunity there. Flenner. Slap shot.
quick moves by Justin White to get out of the way there.
He's busy. As it comes his way again, that puck will remain in play. Tricky now with time. Fires it into the circle. Stevens battling with Brian Morrison. Stevens wins that. And pickpocketed away as this puck will sail our way towards the Seabass bench.
Right.
And we're going to face off here.
He slows the pace of play down a little bit there. Small break in that face-off. but intensity picking right back up here.
Shot off the leg of Parsons here. Stevens back towards the middle. Taken away by the Whalers. And that puck will sail out of play.
Well, both teams are doing a great job here tonight, and it does not look like fatigue is going to be a factor of this game. They're both playing with some serious intensity here. Imagine the Whalers are feeling good about their look. This is their best look they've had this late into the second period against the Seabass this year. I think they can steal a win here tonight.
Might be able to hand the Seabass their third loss this season. They're 5-2 at this point.
The Whalers are 1-4-1 here, but really their record does not deflect the amount of true hockey they can play. They're a pretty good team.
Especially tonight, brought a lot of guys. Very deep team. And here's Bailey York battling there and taken away. Now, Saints here with all sorts of open ice.
And a heck of a save there by Hill. Showing that off. Atta boy.
You can't give Sims here that much time, and he did have time and got a good shot off, but what a save by Hill.
I mean, that is a great shot by Sam Sear, and most of the time it's going to go in, but Ethan Hill showing off a quick glove there. And, that's just another testament to the true goalie that Ethan Hill is.
Jake Stevens now going to try to create something with his speed, and it gets repossessed there by 55. Hanks loses his stick. Now taken away by Stevens. 55 able to win it again. Here comes Daniel. Kick save by Hill. Now here's Ian Michaud with open ice and an opportunity. Tries to get the shot off. And Sam Sear is able to get a stick in and disrupt that shot.
It was a decent look there by Michaud. Michaud just coming over the boards there to receive that pass there. I believe Colby Hanks lost his stick there. Michaud wasn't exactly ready to come in, but puck found him right away.
Oh, shot off the iron by York. Michaud battling. Stevens with it. Shot again off the post. Now taken away by the Whalers.
Kick save there by Hill. And puck will sail out of play.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes here left in the second period.
4:23, 3-1 Whalers, and the Seabass going to try to create some opportunities for themselves to get back into this game. They haven't trailed by much lately. Not lost a game since November 29th.
A little bit of a new feeling here, but
Again, without a few of their key players, no Gavin Binding and no Tanner Smith, so trying to make something out of it, and they kind of got hit in the mouth here by this Whalers squad that showed up tonight.
I'm not sure if they were ready for this many guys and this much for the Whalers to be able to keep the speed going all the way here.
That's another question.
But
3:45 now in the second.
Slap shot by Flenner. Is that almost got through a shot and a score
there he goes, Michaud.
by Ian Michaud.
He was ready for that one, and he took advantage.
And those are the kind of goals we were telling you he was getting. He told me before the broadcast tonight that he needed to get one. And there you go.
There's
It's a big one.
That might
for
be
his
the
team.
spark that Seabass needs here.
It's
Get a little bit of
exactly that.
momentum going back their way.
Joe gets in the scoring column for the Seabass.
Now, did he get one in their last game?
He did not. He hasn't gotten one since the first time they met this team on November 22nd in a 9-2 victory against the
I
Whalers.
was going to say, it's been a while since he had been in the score column, but
Yep. That is his 5th goal of the season.
if he keeps getting looks like that, it'll be good.
3:10 left here in the second.
Stevens, good look there, passing it up ahead. A little too far for Michaud, but
Now Brian Morrison with it. Gets it up to Anthony Daigle. Dumps it up ahead. And Ethan Hill able to get his glove on it again and frees the puck with 2:45 left in the second. Few more fans in attendance.
got some
tonight.
fans trickling in here late, and they're bringing the energy across the way. That's good. It's good to have some of the community out here watching the game.
Now down in the Seabass zone, they're able to win it away as Jake Stevens takes it up. Stevens now back out to Nate Straits. Kicks it back in there. Loose puck. And Hanks loses his stick again right when there was an opportunity to get a shot off.
I want to go back and say something there about Stevens. Stevens is one of the best players, fastest and best with a stick and puck on this team, but the one thing I really like about him is he is looking to pass as well as shoot himself.
Yep, unselfish player. Now Bonville to Stevens, back to
There it
Bonville.
is.
And it goes wide of the net, and that would have been a pretty goal if that was able to fall.
I mean, that was just another example there. He's looking at, he is looking for the shot, but he's willing to pass it, and that's, that's what really makes him a great hockey player.
Yeah. I mean, the 100-point club for Presque Isle. Now here's an opportunity for Carson's here. Gets a shot. Second opportunity. Chased around, and Nate Straits is able to disrupt that. That's a great play by Straits. Now in the front of the net.
Another display of good goalkeeping there by Hill.
Straits and Hill fight for their life there to make sure that shot didn't go in.
And I mean, that was a good look, one-on-one with the goalie there for Carson Sear, but
Straits was able to get around and disrupt it. Now back the other way we go. Bonville deflected there by Shavinsky. In the front of the net, York with time went off the
that was a good
iron.
look there by York, but
The action's starting to heat up here as we close in on a minute to play. 1:05 left here in the second.
2-3 game. It's been a great game so far.
It has delivered.
Seabass looking to try to tie this up going into the third.
And the puck will be cleared away. Now down under 50 seconds here. Matt Talbot with it behind the net. Gets it up, and that goes right to the Whalers. Wow, a lot of stick handling there as the shot goes wide. And here's Straits. The Seabass with numbers. As the puck squirts loose, no one was there to grab it. And now here comes St. Cyr with plenty of open ice. The shot. And the score.
That was the exact situation they wanted to avoid there.
Exact situation. I mean, he had an opportunity last time with that time, and the Seabass were able to get away with not allowing a goal, but there he was able to finish with 21 seconds left in the second. And that's kind of a backbreaker as Seabass now find themselves down 2 yet again. Sam Cyr, one of the best players in the league, I would say, shows it on that play.
Yeah, there's a number of good players here, but I would say just especially at his size, he is a good-sized guy, and the speed he possesses as well.
Yep.
And again, with the skill he has with his stick and shooting the puck, it just makes him an all-around one of the best here. And he demonstrates it there.
Yep. And that'll do it as the last 20 seconds did tick away of the second period. 4-2. 4-2. The Whalers lead here as your announcer's getting some airtime. Again, Ricky Goupille on play-by-play, Frank Nunez on color. My dad, Tim Goupille, running the camera for us. As Chris Nunez is your camera #1 guy.
did not appear tonight.
Oh. Well, Chris is a little bit more experienced in the security department. Working over at Umpy Athletics. A lot of work both on the camera and as a doorman. Typically guarding a locked door. It's a good spot for him. It was a good spot for him.
Yeah, I can see that.
We have one period left here and 2-4 game. A lot of action. I expect a lot more of the same.
The intensity is definitely going to ramp up here in the third period. As motions may be starting to run high. The frustration level's got to be setting in for the Seabass. They've had a lot of opportunities and just haven't been able to finish.
I would say overall, watching both of these teams play, these are two teams with some of the guys who can get the most chippy, if you will.
Yep. And as they did last time.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that, especially as we wind down here with this close of a game in the third.
Seabass just need to keep their heads, keep doing what they're doing. Shots are going to fall. And just be able to get up the ice quick enough and back on defense quick enough. Don't get caught with all your players in their zone, as that happens a couple times now on the breakaways.
That is right. You got to avoid. If there's one guy in this league you don't want to have a one-on-one with your goalie, it's going to be Sam Sear. Shabinsky a little slow getting back to the net, waiting on him, but he is there, and we are set for this third period.
Bit of face-off for the third period. And now, speaking of quick player, number 55 for the Whalers has been quick all night, and that shot,
I believe that was off the iron.
Deflected, I think, by PIGHL. Another quick opportunity.
As expected, the high speed is...
A little bit of a dispute after that play as to where the face-off goes, I think. Seabass probably wanted that to be taken and neutralized, so here they are. Tricky with it in the corner, tries to get it to York.
Good positioning by Tricky there earlier, as 55 is bringing it down the ice. He is fast, it's hard to stay in front of him, but Tricky doing a good job of that.
Yep.
Seabass getting in the Whalers zone. This is where they're going to want to be.
Now here's Sam Sear with an opportunity. Joe Flenner trying to challenge him in the corner as they battle for it. And here's some physical hockey as it's taken away there. Now kicked by York. York with opportunity here. He's trying to use his speed. He's got Stevens with the help as the puck gets deflected up in the air and snatched away with the glove of Bo Shabinsky.
Yeah, and York was looking for a good shot there, but it was a good defense by the Whalers, getting a stick on it and turning that what could have been a good slap shot into a floater. Shabinsky easily handling it.
We're going to have a little bit of some jawing going back.
Merry Christmas to all of the players.
I may have heard a Canadian F-bomb in that sequence. Just exactly what you would expect from a gentleman's hockey league, right?
It's
Exactly what you would expect.
wouldn't be a gentleman's league without it.
Tensions run high sometimes.
But that's what we're predicting here. It's a very close game going into the third.
Still 4-2, the Whalers lead with 13-15 here in the third. Now Ian Mitchell with it. That was a good pass. Disrupted there by Brian Morrison. He's just been a game wrecker there on defense for the Whalers all night. Joe Flenner with it. We'll backtrack a little bit. Now he's going to try to slap shot it in the zone. Deflected by Anthony Daigle. Now here's Flenner in the slot, deep possessed, and away the Whalers go. Carson Sear, challenged by Flenner. Sear still with it. Taken away now. Hanks gets it back up in the zone. Here's Brian Morrison.
And there's still some jawing coming from the Whalers bench towards players on the ice.
Yeah, we have quite the earshot range of their bench, and it's continuing. I'll expect it will continue. We got a little spill on the ice there. The Whalers are not going to be happy about that.
Shot there by York goes wide. Ian Mitchell can't handle it. And
They'll go back away for the Whalers. Another slap shot deflected. And some of the anger might be directed towards the officials as well. That's what it looks like to me.
That sounded like the AMBL's very own Carson Sear there. I wouldn't say that's out of character for him, but
Hard telling not knowing who that was. Nate Straits dumps it up.
Now the Whalers just really controlling well early on in the third period.
Have not allowed hardly any possession for the Seabass in this period.
no, there's been a lot of puck going down one way and back the other.
Their official went down there, might cut a stick
To the leg, that one's gotta hurt. He gets up. Shot by Sam Sear, and that is able to find the back of the net.
and
That has got the Whalers fired up here.
That was a break the Seabass could not afford. Kind of a weird goal. The slap shot found its way through a few defenders, and then eventually the very sure-handed Ethan Hill.
and that's the fifth goal tonight for the Whalers, the second by Sam Sear, and it's 5-2 with 11-12 in the third.
Oh, Nathan Hill is not happy with that.
And the official blows the whistle to give the players what for, to stop making plans for dinner after the game.
Oh,
Ross Stevens down in the zone, and that's kind of the talking's kind of becoming the main storyline of this game.
it's really overshadowing what a great hockey game it was for the first two
It
periods.
is, yeah.
But we've won about 5 seconds now with nothing, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
5 seconds without talking in this game, in this period. Hard to come by. The action kind of slows down here. Sam Sear controls it in the zone.
And here's Matt Talbot, the captain of the Seabass, going to try to make something happen as he takes it into the zone. Shot saved by Shavinsky.
Not a bad look by Talbot. He'll do that every now and then, a few times each game. Still burst of speed.
Most of the time a defenseman, but
He plays it pretty well, but yeah, he will turn on the speed every now and then.
And here's Sam Sear using his speed as depossessed,
Oh wow.
but able to gain it back and save there, absorbed by the chest of Ethan Hill. And we're still talking.
As the play stops, voices pick back up here.
You know, when I put this broadcast up, I had to select an option. Is it for kids or is it not for kids? And I thankfully clicked the no option.
That was the right choice for today's game, I'll say that.
Definitely for this matchup.
We might sneak by on some of the other games with nothing too bad, but anytime you're playing with guys from the Valley, it's going to turn into and nothing against them. It's just how they are.
yeah, just,
No offense. Tim Goupille might be up from that way as well, and he may be the exception to that rule, but I've done a lot of playing of baseball over in the Canadian area where we get a lot of guys from the Valley, and it just is that way.
You can use the cliche they use to describe players in the NFL. They're just passionate. They're passionate.
They're passionate. And, at the end of the day, though, it's just a game, and outside of that, they're pretty good guys, so that's what really matters.
without a doubt. Yep, and saw that with the Valley baseball team this summer. Made friends with a lot of their players.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they do want to win, and I respect that. I'm out there trying to win, too.
Shot there, wide of mark, saved by Hill.
Down under 10 minutes to play, 9:04 left in the game. Ryan Morrison with it, always looking to pass. Taken away by York. Pat Bonville has helped, but he's depossessed now by Ryan Daniel.
Brian Morrison's been playing defense tonight for the Whalers, but I believe he's forward, to be honest. That's his natural position, but he may be just a pickup for the night here.
He's filling the hole, but not really many holes as they have plenty of players here. 6 in the ice plus, I believe, 7 on the bench, so 13 players in all. I only had 8 on my roster, so.
Yeah, a little hefty on numbers tonight for their normal team, but picking up any skaters like Brian Morrison, that's not going to hurt your team.
It's made a difference here tonight as Ryan Daniel now with it in the Seabass zone. Cross it to the middle. Now Morrison with an opportunity, gets the shot. Deflected by Tricky, and Hill will put a glove on it.
Now, you know how many more games there are in the season, Ricky?
I don't know how long it goes. I believe it concludes in February, second week of February, but I don't know how many regular season games they all play. The Seabass are playing their 8th right now.
I would say, personally, if the Whalers could keep up these numbers, they might make a late push.
The record has nothing to do with anything really. And mentally, if everyone makes the playoffs, you slip in and you peak at the right time, you can see themselves in the championship easily.
That's right. I mean, the way they're playing today, they're showing that they can compete with any team in this league.
Yep. Cross there. That was a good pass by Bonville. Stevens able to finish. Tricky, the puck will bounce up in the air.
It was good job by Tricky keeping that in front of the blue line, but unfortunately, the Whalers came away with it. Mitchell losing his stick there. I wish we had 55's name. He's quite the player for the Whalers.
I've called his number a lot tonight. Mitchell tried to slash that away from Sear. Good luck with that. As Sear now passes it. Shot. Deflected. Flenner back in there.
I believe that's who it was off as well. He's a pretty good defenseman for the Seabass.
Here's Colby Bonville. Can't win that battle. Now taking it into the circle. Taking away Josh Tricky. Tries to dump it out.
One Whaler on the ice there, back on his feet now.
Ian Michaud in the corner. Passes it up to Stevens. Gets it away from Anthony Daigle. Now Stevens battling, and 55 wins that again. 6:27 to go here in the third. The circle, the pass behind the net now. Stevens got a guy open. Can't get it up there to Bailey York. Sam Sear got his stick in there, and now we're going to have a offsides call.
Offsides by Daigle there. Not quite enough time to get back on sides. Well, the jawing has slowed down here between the two teams.
It has. Passions have kind of cooled off a little bit here with 6:11 to go in the game.
Seabass really looking to start chipping away here if they want to get back in this game.
They're going to need a goal fast, as I'm not even sure if they're in pull your goalie mode down 3 goals. They need 1 or 2 before entering the final minutes to have any sort of a puncher's chance at this one.
I would say at least they're going to have to pick up one here pretty soon to give themselves much of a hope, but they certainly have the offense to do it. I'm not counting them out by any means, but
Sam Sear harassed by Nate Straits. This one back into the front court, I would say, if it was basketball. Into the zone.
that's right.
Now clear away the other way. And back and forth we go, as there'll be an icing call there, with 5:07 to go in the game. Not much urgency
I'd say
we hear.
watching this as a fan here, a lot of these players are so good with their stick handling. And I can speak from experience as somebody who didn't play growing up that is a very hard skill to acquire.
It has to be. It has to be. And if you haven't played in a while, shaking off that rust is going to be tough. Oh, and that was a perfect golden opportunity there by the Seabass as the puck scored loose and there was a hole. But taking up Adam Cormier with it. And I don't know where that puck ended up, but it's not on the ice, so we're going to have a whistle.
Somewhere on the Seabass bench, it looks like.
I mean, like we said, the Seabass relatively light tonight, and the Whalers very deep, especially what they're used to. And that's could have been, we saw breakaway goals by the Whalers. That could have been the difference here tonight.
I'll tell you, these guys, some of these guys,
Getting tired,
playing once a week only. Still pretty good hockey players, but the fatigue is definitely a factor.
It has to be.
In my experience, the deeper the bench, it's always going to give you a better chance at success.
Yeah.
Especially with some of their pickups here.
And a shot and a score by Dan Hanks. That his first shot bounced off the boards behind the net, and it came right back to him. And Shabinsky could not locate the puck, and Hanks is just able to dump it in there. And that opportunity kind of just fell into the lap of Dan Hanks, and it makes it a 5-3 game with 4:22.
And that is exactly what the Seabass need, really. They needed that goal to get back into it.
Yeah, they really did.
Because now, if they can get another one here, and going into the
Could
final,
have something interesting. Could be pulling your goalie here in the final minute.
that's right.
As Dan Hanks, not a guy that usually scores, I don't believe.
He has at least one other goal, but not too many throughout the season. Maybe his second, maybe his third.
Through the first 4 games when these stats were available, he didn't have any. He had 3 assists. So, but the hero the Seabass needed for the time being as we climb under 4 minutes here. 3:56. Taking away Carson's here, passes it up.
We still have plenty of time here for the Seabass, but definitely want to keep feeding off that momentum they just got.
They really need the urgency.
That's right.
And that might have been a little bit of a win to get him going. But 3:43 to go here as we have a frozen puck.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have the capability to do it, but you have to play as knowing that you need to get something done here,
Yeah, exactly.
No, you can't play complacent.
Yeah.
And the Whalers, they're not looking to do that either. They're looking to keep the pressure up and try to get back up by 3.
Trying not to coast to a victory here as the puck goes across the Seabass zone. He tries to clear it up, and now here's Stevens. Have not seen him in a minute. York back down inside the slot. Sam Sears always there to steal it away. When is he not there, honestly?
He seems to be there all the time.
That puck deflects off PIGHL. Now here's Sear again with time. Deflected by Flenner behind the board, behind the net. Good. Stevens calling for it. He was open with no one around him. But now here the Seabass do possess it. York.
All right. Daigle.
Anthony Daigle with it with numbers. Shot wide of the net.
Initial passing it up. Sam Sear almost intercepting. That did force the turnover eventually.
Sam Sear just all where the puck is, you'll find him.
I was going to say, he is everywhere. He's on top of the puck tonight.
Not really playing position, I wouldn't say, but,
I would say listed as a defenseman, but,
who cares?
yeah, that's right.
2:15 to play in the game.
And here's going coast to coast with the puck right now.
Between 2 defenders, gets around, the shot goes wide. Now here's Stevens.
Sam Sear creates a lot of good looks. I mean, even when it looks like it's not going to be a good look.
Creating opportunities, and not always him. His teammates are there to get the rebounds. And now
feed off of it a little bit.
Dumped into the Whalers zone. Stevens tries to tuck it around. There was an opportunity there. Bonville slashes it back behind the net.
Good effort by Stevens. Not pay off yet.
And that's the thing about the Seabass offense tonight. Really not much possession. A lot like, I don't know if you saw the Presque Isle boys play soccer this year, a little bit in the playoffs. The dump and chase.
Yeah,
the kick and run. That's kind of what we're seeing here tonight. Just trying to create breakaways and then just not many, they lost opportunities after the first period.
It's quite the feast or famine way to go.
Deflected by Hill, and we got a goal by Carson Sear. And and that'll be the knockout punch with 1:20 to play, and it'll make it 6-3. But that dump and chase thing, it also makes it hard to get back on defense, which in turn creates more breakaways for the Whalers.
I mean, the old dump and chase, the boot ball, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a real feast or famine play style.
Definitely.
You either find great success with it, or it comes back, and like you said, it's very hard to get back on defense, back in position. It doesn't set you up for a great chance if you're not doing well with it.
Really, after that first period, we saw just everything shift. The Whalers were able to possess it more. The Seabats got a little frustrated.
I mean, the Whalers have had minutes at a time of possession, which is, it's a long time.
1:07 to go in the game. Nate Straits possesses it with a lot of space. Tries to get it up to Stevens as we now.
Carson Sear with a dive in there.
54 seconds remaining. Puck cleared away. Brian Morrison with it.
We got
Blank jersey.
Blank jersey
to Ryan Daniel.
Talbot taking it up here. The captain showing off some speed.
You're going to see on his chest for a reason. Going to get Jason Veritek out there. Slap shot off the glove of Hill.
And now under 25 seconds left with passions running high. Although it's been a while since we've heard some talking.
This is the point of the game when frustration really boils over. Hopefully that doesn't happen here.
It's so close here to the end, I think.
Yeah, I think
it's just out of reach here for the Seabass on really a good game of hockey.
Well, as we say that, look a little chin wag between Dan Hanks and the goalie, Will Shabinsky.
And Shabinsky, a really good day in net here for the Whalers.
And a shot and a score there by...
And of course, right as I say that there.
JC was able to tuck that in there. Makes it 6-4 with 15 seconds to play.
Second goal of the night by Jake Stevens, I believe. No, this is his first. The goals for the Seabats were
Bailey York with the first one.
York, Michaud, Hanks, and then Stevens.
That's right.
I don't have the numbers for the Whalers, but
puck cleared away. Now under 5 seconds, and we're going to whistle for icing. Some of the Seabats players just asking to run the clock.
Calling for the running clock here. Does not look like you're going to be obliged.
We're going to skate back into the Whalers zone with 5.1 in a 6-4 game.
All over but the crying.
As the Seabats are going to fall to 5-3 on the year.
This was a good contest between the two teams. I would love to see them both at full strength play a full game.
Yeah,
that'd be a good contest.
Definitely going to have to come back and do some more games. This one really just after the first period, the Whalers controlled possession and were able to get away on those fast breaks, those breakaways.
My two takeaways here for the night would be definitely the numbers advantage for the Whalers, a big help, and yes, just time of possession. Whalers able to put some hockey together where they keep the puck, keeping it up in the attacking zone, where the Seabats just did not have that tonight.
No, and a little light on the numbers were the Seabats, but just were not prepared for this Whalers team that showed up tonight, and that'll do it for this one. The Whalers picking up the victory 6-4.
I'm Ricky Goupille, your play-by-play guy. Frank Nunez, it was a pleasure. Thank you for doing color with me.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was a great time.
Tim Goupille on the camera. For everyone involved in the broadcast, have a good night, everybody.